Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshekar, and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, in these episodes, we introduce to you emerging companies from emerging sectors and make it a point to talk to the promoters of such companies. We also come to know from the promoters what is their business model, their growth journey, what are their future business plans. And in this process, all our investors get a lot of valuable information from the promoters. And friends, today we got a very interesting company, which is again going to hit the SME capital market very soon. The company's name is Durlax Top Surface Limited. And we have the privilege and pleasure of having the top management team. We have Mr. Shravan Sutar, who's the chairman and managing director of the company. Sutarji, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. I'm pretty sure that in this small interaction between us, we'll be able to understand your company's operations better.
Thank you for having me on your show, sir. It's a
Okay, so
privilege to be here.
first question, Sutarji, which is very elementary but important, is that I was reading your prospectus and your presentation. Very interesting product. But if you could share with us, what is the business model of our company, and secondly, if you could also give us a small synopsis of how did your business journey start? How did you start this business? If you could tell us, that would help us understand you better.
So we started our company in 2010, and we started, earlier we were from 2010 onwards, we started importing the product what we are currently manufacturing. So once we got the grip of the market and we understood the market and there was enough demand, we had our own existing brands with LUXOR and ASPIRON. From day one, we were promoting those only, but we were importing the product. In 2016-17 is the time when we decided to, have our own facility, or manufacturing facility of the same product in Gujarat, Vapi area. And when we decided to have this, we decided to have it the state-of-the-art machineries, so that whatever quality product we were importing, we wanted to give the same or better product quality to our customers. So we went ahead and put up a good state-of-the-art setup in Vapi. And since then, we are manufacturing and growing every year, and that is what has got us here so far.
But I think very interesting. In fact, Sutarji, if you could please tell us, on Asperon and the other product, other brand, if you could tell us,
Yeah.
how this product is different from the normal ceramic tiles, because I believe, it is like a flooring kind of tiling product which is
So,
used in the.
sir, what is happening is our product, what we are manufacturing, the category is known as solid surface product, and the brands are LUXOR and ASPIRON.
Yeah.
LUXOR is a premium offering. ASPIRON is a kind of an entry-level product. We've got a market for both the brands. Uh, the LUXOR and ASPIRON, the difference between both of them is the chemistry. The So to keep it short, the LUXOR is made with acrylic MMA PMMA combinations, and the ASPIRON is made with a polyester resin chemistry. The
Okay.
applications are, ceramic is majorly used on the floor and the walls. Our product applications are usually the walls and the countertops, but same time, our product has a very unique features. Like it is antibacterial. Once it is the product is installed on the any site or a project, it gives a very premium look feel. We've got more than 100 plus color shades combining all the brands,
Okay.
and the product is available in multiple thicknesses, and also the overall look, feel, fit, finish is much superior and very very good to touch. So
Okay.
it finds its application in a lot of areas, uh, be it residential, hospitality, healthcare, infra projects. A lot of areas the product is installed.
Okay. No, fine. Understood. Very nicely articulated by you, Sutarji. Now, Sutarji, tell me one thing again for my understanding. Can this product technically replace granite? Because granite, as you rightly said, is used for kitchen platforms, for sometimes for the wall. So is this a product and likely to replace granite? And secondly, in terms of pricing, is granite and this product, what is the cost competitiveness of this product? I mean, if you could please explain.
So honestly, what happens is the pricing of our product and the granite pricing, there is a little bit of a difference. Basically, ours is a little bit of a on a maybe where the entry level product granite is starting, or maybe the range. Our product is somewhere also starting in similar range, but our pricing on the thicknesses, color varieties, and all those things also vary. It goes on a little on the higher side, and granite is more uh, more in terms of the color limitations. With granite, there are certain colors only available.
Right.
With our product, the color range and the thickness and all are limitless, basically, because we it's a man-made thing, so we can do a lot of things with our product.
Okay. And I think understood. Very nicely explained again. Sutarji, now tell me one thing in terms of the geographical reach. Are we available pan India, and do we have a kind of a distribution base? If you could tell us what is the marketing and distribution setup what the company enjoys.
So we are available pan India. I think we are available in all major cities, and even in some locations, even in two-tier, three-tier cities also. We've got a good distribution network, and they support a good dealer network as well. Uh, Parallelly, we are also present or actively promoting our product in export markets, and we are seeing a lot of traction from export markets also. We are very actively looking at promoting our product in a lot of trade shows in domestic market as well as international markets from last 2 years, and continue to do so in coming years as well.
Okay. Well, I think understood. Sutarji, now tell me one thing in terms of the opportunity for growth. Now we are around 90 odd crores as revenue. But
Yeah.
if you look at this market over the next say 3-4 years, on ground, what is the kind of demand signals you are getting for this product, both Luxor as well as Aspiron? And secondly, who are your marquee customers? I mean, I believe it is a B2B business. So, within this B2B business, any specific name you can share for us so that will help us understand the profile of our company.
So the demand as such is going or increasing every year. Overall market size is increasing every year because we our current product lineup falls under a premium decor industry market, to be precise. And in that, as and how the disposable income for all the Indians is increasing, so people want good premium looking and feeling products, and that is where our products come in, because same time, apart from the looks and the feel and the color options, we have a lot of benefits in terms of being a you know antibacterial, as I said earlier, and same time also it is fire retardant. Also, it is scratch resistant. Also, a lot of things are there, and
Right.
the demand is always there, and I am uh, manufacturing this for so many years now, so I feel the demand is just going up every year.
And any marquee customers which you could share with us, anybody where the company has made sizable supplies, which comes in your customer list, Sutarji?
So we've been actively pursuing a lot of infra projects with the which is happening in India. So our product is installed in a lot of upcoming airports, which have which are going to come, and also which has opened up in last 2-3 years. We have actively supplied to a lot of airports in some premium metro stations, also the ticketing counter, the check-in counters, and also the food court areas where there is the demand for such kind of products is always there. Apart from this, in a lot of government hospitals, we are specified by the designers and the architects who are dealing in those projects. And our product does find the applications in those kind of sectors as well.
Okay. Fine. Sutarji, now tell me one thing. What is the present install capacity at our Vapi factory, and what capacity utilization are we currently operating at?
Our current capacity, we are operating at approximately two shifts right now, and we
Okay.
are utilizing somewhere around 70% of our available capacity.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay, now coming to the positioning of the company in this particular market. Last 3 years have seen very strong growth for you for both the products. Now, what is the current positioning of our company in the segment in which we operate? Like, are there any other domestic competitors which compete with us? Or are you one of the few people who have got a very large market share in this segment? Could you please tell us?
As such, a capacity point of view, there are not many players in our Indian market. Uh, there are a few, but the capacity utilization what we have we've been able to achieve is something which the other players are yet to achieve. And since we have our own brand, which has been in the market for last 14 years, so that brand recall value is much much stronger and continues to get stronger.
Okay. Understood. Now, since you mentioned about the brand positioning and the brand pull for your product, can you please tell us, sir, what is the pricing power for our company? You mentioned earlier in one of your answers that you have a slightly product premium, on something like granite. Now, tell me one thing: do you have reasonable pricing power as of now, which is so that the customer still pays for good quality, for good aesthetic, for good color combination? So pricing power is something which I wanted to understand. Do you have this in your control as of now?
So to understand your question, you are asking about the pricing of the product.
Correct.
So
Pricing
the
of the
price.
product, yeah, and how confident are you that you can raise the price, and still command a reasonably good volume?
Yeah, so what is happening is that, since we have a good variety of product, the range is the basics to the higher color range and all. So we've got a good variety. We've got a good mix of it. So, in some colors, we make relatively less margins, but in some we make more. And parallelly, what is happening is we are also in the process of launching a new brand, which is again a much premium offering than what our current brand is. So that will be again positioned in a very premium this thing. The marketing is going to be happening around that thought process only.
Okay,
So that is how the margins will increase. And
fine.
yeah.
So I think new brand is coming, which you mentioned, sir. Just if you could tell us, hopefully next financial year, can we see this brand coming to the market, contributing to the revenue for the company?
We've already been able to, we've already shortlisted our marketing, plan, and
Yeah.
I think in next quarter we will be launching it.
Okay. So I think nice to know that, Mr. Sutarji. Sutarji, now tell me one thing in terms of the competitive intensity. You mentioned that very few players are there in the market, but as a company, in terms of qualitative assessment, how do you differentiate yourself with others in the industry? Like your product is your key selling point. What is the differentiating factor when you sell your product to the customer? I mean, what is the positives which you tell him, and in your words, if two, three qualitative points, if you can tell us for the benefit of our viewers, how are you different from others?
So in our product category, how are we different? Is number one, I've been involved into this particular category for I think 14 years, more than 14 years now. So the product understanding, we've had our journey from being an importer to being a manufacturer. So our understanding of the product is, I believe, is much better than our competitors. We've got um, the know-how, the color balance, the thicknesses, and also Since we've invested in our in technology, okay, in terms of our machinery, equipments, and all those things, and our setup, that gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of adapting to the market demands. Because that is something which the competitors will need time to come to our understanding. Same time, uh, we are keeping ourselves updated with the market trends, and whatever the market trends are there internationally eventually are happening in India also. So we are very updated, and we are promoting our material in export markets as well. So those interactions also do keep you uh, updated about a lot of things.
Okay. So I think understood very well. Sutarji, now tell me, what is the main raw material used in our product? Like, I believe it is some polymer and petrochemical based input. So, what are these raw materials? If you could give us some broad idea. And secondly, are these raw materials all domestically sourced or are they imported?
Our raw materials basically are, just to give you a brief idea, that our raw materials are ATH, that's aluminum trihydrate, and MMA, PMMA, and apart with that, some pigments and additives, all those things are there. And when we started off, we were importing a lot of raw material, but gradually, how our scale has gone up, and even our R&D team has worked extensively on this, so we've been able to successfully Indianize the supply chain in India only. But still, some imports do happen, but majority of them we've been able to convert it to Indian suppliers.
Okay. And just one added question, Sutarji. On the raw material side, do you see any volatility or do you see that supplies are comfortable, that you don't have a problem of raw material supplies? Because the raw material is very crucial for our product. So on this side, what have you to say? That is the supply comfortable or is it little volatile?
So raw material as such, the supply side, I don't see any big challenge, honestly, because the Indian manufacturers are having good capacity to support our existing capacity, and same time, even if whenever we are planning to go for capacity increment, the supply should not be an issue, because whoever we are working with are very stable partners, and we actively work with them, and we keep a tab of things that if there is anything which needs attention with the supplier, we do take care of it immediately, actually.
Okay. Okay. So I think understood. Again, nicely articulated. Now let's come to the financials, Sutarji. Very strong numbers in FY24, 90 crores top line, 5 crores profit. Last year, I think it was just about 2 crores plus. Now, first of all, tell me what have been the major reasons for this improvement? Has it been strong volume growth, demand, or any other factor which contributed to this, solid performance?
So those numbers are obviously, we put in a lot of time and effort in terms of maximizing our capacity utilization. So that's the whole idea. And as and how the demand and the supply is smoothened out, there is always demand. So we are just trying to do the best, and I think we, it's still going to get better. That's what my understanding of the market is.
Okay. Understood. Sudarji, now tell me one thing, on a factual basis, what could be the broad order book for our company as on date? And secondly, the overall employee size of the company, like, you mentioned that you operated around 70%. So, for
Yeah.
increasing capacity, will you require any additional workforce or will this be suffice?
So, to answer your question, the capacity workforce point of view, as of now, whatever work strength is there is good enough to handle another 20-30% of growth.
Okay.
Once we decide once we reach that point, obviously we will be planning for an additional manufacturing line. For that, whatever investment is needed will be done, and that is when we will need the the workforce. But
Okay.
the good part is that we understand the product in and out, and now the investment in technology always helps in having optimized workforce. So that is what our long term outlook is.
Okay. But broadly, is this a order book driven business? That is what I want to understand from you.
So, to be honest, we are having a very healthy distribution network in India. So the orders do come in regularly, and we are always under pressure to suppliers with the current scenario.
Okay.
So order book is healthy, and we've got good export orders also lined up. So, and even a lot of project orders are also lined up. So yes, we've got a healthy order book.
Okay, understood. Sutarji, now tell me one thing. Now the B2B business, I believe you cater, but in future, would you also like to get into something like your own, showrooms or maybe a B2C kind of, market penetration? Because, your product is something going to appeal to the masses, especially the people category bag. So, any thoughts on
So
this? Are you planning this maybe sometime
So
in future?
as of now, we have not really given a thought on that direction, honestly. But yes, do have our all our dealer distributors do have our sample kits and sample displays already with them, and we
Okay.
plan to have those kind of kiosk kind of a displays in near future.
And in Mumbai, Sutarji, can you tell me, because I'm based in Mumbai, so in Mumbai, which are the distributor points so that we can go and physically
So
experience your product.
So we've got a Western distributor, we've got a Central distributor, we've got someone in Navi Mumbai as well. So we've got three distribution points in Mumbai.
Okay,
So all the
fine.
information can be had from our website, or our very talented sales team can help anyone who needs it.
Yeah, yeah. I think thanks. See, now tell me one thing. The most important question for the interview, that is, the company is planning a capital market offering. So, Sutarji, if you could tell us what is the broad objective of this, IPO fundraising, and what is the size of the IPO which you are planning in mind?
So So basically, the fund requirement is whatever we are funds we are looking to raise. The requirement is for working to meet the working capital requirement actually, and general corporate purposes. That's the
So you don't
objective
want
of
to
the
add
issue.
any capacity, Sutarji. This will not be for any fresh capex. It will be only for working capital, right?
Yeah, this will be for the working capital. The fresh capacity will be happening soon, but that is something which we want to go step by step.
Okay, okay, okay. Now you mentioned about working capital, Sutarji. Now tell me one thing. What is the broad working capital cycle in our business segment? Right from the time you store the inventory, make the product, you sell it to you send it to the dealer, and the dealers, give you the payment. So broadly, what
So
is the working capital cycle time frame?
So approximately, as an how our the capacity utilization is going up, and um, ideally, if you say material procured to material shipped is a week's time, 10 days time usually. But if you say sale to receivable, it takes depends on market to market. It's somewhere around 60 to 90 days.
Okay, fine. So 60 to 90 days is the broad working capital cycle for the company. Fine. Sudarji, now one important question is that since you have promoted the company, we would also like to know that what is the profile of our management team? What do you see in the company? Do you see new business development, operations? I mean, if you could tell us who are the people, other people who also are critical in the company. So if you could please share your thoughts.
Me and so what I look after is basically the overall development, the overlooking the CFO reports to me, and overall company manufacturing setup reporting is coming to me and all. Then Mr. Lalit Sutar, he's also the director, and he takes care of the sales side of the company. Um, and the sales team reports to him, and eventually it comes to me.
Okay. So basically, responsibilities are delegated in this way. One
Yes.
important question from the investor's point of view, Sutarji, is that you all have developed a very strong business over the last so many years. Now, new set of investors are going to join you in your growth journey. So, broadly as a promoter, in terms of future wealth creation, what would be your message to them? Because longer term, I'm quite sure that a lot of wealth would be created from our company. So, broadly, what kind of message would you like to give them?
So we are a growing company, and as of now, we are offering our current product at offerings are Aspiron, LUXOR. Future more product, more brands will come into same category, and we plan to the overall idea of our company is to be one of the top players in the surface industry. So the future looks very bright, and we are actively working towards that. And for the investors, we are, very keen on giving them the best returns on whatever they would be investing with us in terms of dividends and all.
Okay. No, I think very nicely again mentioned by you. Last question now, Sutarji, which is very elementary, and again I ask all promoters is that see every business has got some risk attached. COVID was of course a very big exception for all industries, but in our business, according to you, since you manage this company right from scratch, can you tell me what are the major risks in this business, and how have you managed to take care of this risk until now?
So it's a very interesting question. I think there is no big challenge as such. What we've already seen, COVID was a very make or break year for a lot of companies. And if a company has been able to sail through the COVID times and been able to grow, that means the foundations of the company are pretty strong and good enough to handle, any kind of a situation which might come in. And as we are, in our industry, the only major thing what might be at risk is the sudden price hike or something which is no one is expecting. But the raw materials what get into our kind of a product are pretty much dealt on a very large scale by whoever are dealing into them or who are the suppliers are. So we do have an idea about what's going to be coming, possibly coming in terms of the prices and all those things, or if there is any certain change, then obviously we do review our prices very regular basis. And earlier also, like last year or after COVID, there were some import issues in terms of container pricing going up, and that affected a lot of pricing. So that made all the companies adapt to it, and everybody had to revise their prices. So it's whatever. Apart from this, I don't see any risk.
So I think one thing is very clear that your product will continue to grow quite at a healthy pace considering the strong quality they enjoy in the market. I think Sukarji, it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time, and I think
Thank you.
my best wishes to you, your entire management team, and best wishes for your forthcoming IP also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure talking to you.